back, folks. It's our third segment. This is Athletes Incorporated. Check us on ivtv.us, Roku TV, and YouTube. Comment, subscribe, like what we got going on, and we're going to jump right into it. We got the World Cup going on. First day eliminations, and I think the first domino to fall was, what was the first domino?
I know the big teams fell. England fell.
Right. Spain fell.
You're talking about teams, folks, that were odds-on favorites to be there in the Final Four.
Yeah. And I'm just going to read off the brackets now because I think it's just to give everybody understanding what's going on. So, Uruguay beat Portugal, and France beat Argentina. So you've got France and Uruguay playing on Friday. Then you've got a big game tomorrow, which is one of the biggest games, Brazil and Mexico.
Folks, we need to understand, folks, you understand, now is what they call the knockout round. Yeah. One and done. If you don't win here, there's no going back to the down bracket, come back through. The teams that win here, this is it. We'll get to the Final Four quickly.
Right. Then Belgium and Japan are playing tomorrow. And then you also have Russia upsetting Spain.
Which is crazy. Yeah. And which is good because the World Cup is in Russia this year, so it even brings the crowds bigger and better. You know, folks, what a lot of people don't understand is that because we're here in the U.S. and we don't really pay attention, a lot of folks don't pay attention to international sports, the Super Bowl can't even come close to what the World Cup is, folks. Right. It's not even close. Not even close. So you're talking about the one athletic sporting event that is so much bigger. It's bigger than the Olympics.
Yeah.
In terms of interest, people watching, billions literally around the world take part and watch this. And with no other event do we have that. Right. But it's really been good. I mean, it's great.
Most watched,
most
famous.
I mean, folks, when you think Japan now is in the knockout round, which brings to mind, how is it that the U.S. doesn't even we didn't even get to the tournament, folks. Didn't even get in at the bottom, the worst. We didn't even get to that. So that's going to have to be addressed. But
random thought, but I think that'll change in the next, with football kind of going this way, I think that'll change.
But
I think you'll see more.
But Trey, I think that the kids that leave football because of the head injuries and people on it, they're more funneling toward lacrosse.
You told me that.
Because that's more of an aggressive sport. We've got to do something to make the whatever, and I can't remember exactly where we would pin it, but for a while, basketball had taken over so much that we didn't have the big tight ends and the big linebackers anymore because they were just going, basketball has almost ruined or destroyed the pipeline for Black Americans, not the Latino black folks, but the Black Americans playing baseball.
Right.
All these guys that you see are guards. They can play baseball.
Yeah.
Big time baseball. But, we'll move from that, folks. So that's really a great thing. Watch the World Cup if you haven't. I know some people say, oh, it's boring. It's the same thing, folks, as if you start watching soccer, as if you start watching hockey. It really becomes exciting when you start paying and stop thinking about American football and who had a uniform on to hit someone.
And we'll keep you guys posted because there's a whole bunch of teams still, folks. Yeah. As it gets a little bit more condensed, we'll talk about it more.
But it's come to. But then talking about football, we'll go right into the NFL. Folks, all training camps will open between July 24th and July 27th. Most of them have the rookies come in for 1 or 2 days, and then the veterans report.
Right.
One thing I just want to say off the top before we go to talking about that, I really wish would be addressed by the NFLPA, the commissioner's office, is hazing. Folks, every year you'll see on TV, Denver Broncos for one, having a good old time making fun about the veterans hazing the rookies. Well, that trickles down, folks, and has been, at least for the last 10 years, somewhere in the country where a young man is either high school, either killed or injured because of hazing. But I don't see the pros addressing this.
I know when Peyton Manning was with the Broncos, they didn't haze. He stopped that.
It's illegal. And the last true genius in football, in my opinion, was Bill Walsh. And if you read Bill Walsh's book, he says the first thing he did when he became head coach was there is no hazing. When you become a San Francisco 49er, you're a 49er. You're a man. We don't do that. We have too much else that we have to deal with besides alienating people. That's one thing, Trey, that happened with the big quarterback. Played for San Diego that lost his mind.
Oh, you know Ryan Leaf?
He was hazed so bad, led by
Junior Seau?
Junior Seau.
Wow.
They hazed him so bad and knew he was on the edge anyway.
Right.
So see, some people just can't take that.
Right.
But now folks are talking about the people being on edge. This week we find out that not only Terrell Owens thinks that he can still play pro football, but
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice
He can play too.
And now you got to think, folks, Jerry Rice, according to the NFL Network, when they had the greatest players ever, they ranked Jerry Rice as the greatest professional football player ever. Over Jim Brown in just the statistics, the things that he's had, the touchdowns. He was ranked by NFL, when you watch the NFL Network, the #1 player.
I don't have him being my #1.
Well, even if you don't, they do. What I'm saying is, Jerry,
right.
You were #1. Were. At this stage, you'd be hurt. These guys, I don't know where they get the delusion that they could still play. Terrell is Terrell Owens, right?
Terrell Owens is training.
And still trying to beg a team to sign him. No one's going to sign him. In particularly after he has said he will not attend the Hall of Fame dinner. That's something, folks, that would be hard. You'd be hard pressed not to.
Right. Really disrespectful.
Yeah,
comes
very,
down to
very disrespectful. And to do that to all of the men who've played. I don't care about the administration, what you care about, people didn't sign you, but all of the men who've played, all of the men specifically, all of the men of color who have paid a price so that you could be at this level and have this award, it really says something about his character. But we know he's not a character guy anyway. Why would you bring him in?
Right.
And for the current people who we were talking about, who still do have a chance to play, but in my opinion won't. What do you think about Dez Bryant?
Dez Bryant, I don't know where he can go. I think he can re-sign with the Cowboys for way cheaper, maybe.
No, they already said that
Okay.
that his time with the Cowboys is done. They don't want him for free.
Right.
So, folks, here's what you're looking at: a person that in Dez Bryant that still thinks he's a #1 receiver, and who is going to he cusses out people when he doesn't get the ball. So you're going to bring a person like this on your team who is going to be a troublemaker because he's not going to be your #1 receiver.
Right.
He's not going to get the ball all the time.
Right.
The reason why Dallas has let him go and said not even for free is because they're not going to have him on the sideline hampering that young quarterback.
Yeah.
And now, of course, they got Zeke coming back.
Yeah, they got Zeke.
They're not going to have that. So you have the players. The NFL has several things going on. They just come out this week with the new rule about where your head can be when you get hit. I don't know if they just don't extrapolate down further, but if you're getting ready to get hit and you put your head down.
That's natural movement, though.
They said now that they can give you a 15-yard penalty. So you're not using your helmet or your head as a projectile, but you're getting ready to get hit and put your head down, and now you can be given a 15-yard penalty.
And Jameis Winston, folks, we can't forget. He's suspended 3 games. This is actually his 4th year. They'll pick up his 5th-year option next year. I think they move on from Jameis Winston. And
I don't know, Trey, that if he makes it through training camp.
Yeah.
If someone were to give them anything of value, I think Jameis Winston is done. He needs a new place. He needs to get out of Florida, obviously.
Yeah.
He continues to make terrible, terrible choices.
Mm-hmm.
And in this time of the Me Too movement, to put your hands on women, to say the things that he said. And these are just the things that we found out about.
Right.
He can't be your team leader. Because when he gets in the huddle or he gets in the locker room and tries to chastise somebody about doing something, the first thing they'll throw in his face. You're going to tell me, Jameson, about how to conduct myself? So, well, folks, that's going to have to do it for now. We'd love to keep talking to you. We'll be back next week. Please get us on ibtv.us, Roku, or YouTube. Have a great day.